What is going on, SoFi investors? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's talk about a solid week for SoFi, up nearly 6%, closing the week at $7.73. I think that SoFi, especially once the rate cuts gets announced, we're going to cross over $8. We're up 16% in the past month, up 8% in the past 3 months. Year to date, still not where we were when we started, still down a hefty 20%. Over the past year, still down 14%. So in the short term, the stock is looking pretty good. But in the long term for the last year, not the best for SoFi investors. We need to get over that $9 hump so we can start to become profitable for investors who've been holding over the past year. I think a lot of the short-term success, guys, is just coming down to institutional ownership. We're going to hit an all-time high of 45% in the next few days. We're at 44.99% owned by institutions. 479 million shares. Once we cross 480 million, we'll be over 45%. And we're getting closer and closer to 500 million shares of SoFi stock owned by institutions. That's a huge milestone for SoFi, considering, back in April of 2023, we were right around 325 million shares owned by institutions. So institutions have added almost 150 million shares in about a year and a half's time, right? So that's incredible news for SoFi investors. And I think once these rate cuts are announced, we are going to see a nice run up for SoFi stock. I think we're going to surpass $8. Once it's announced, I think it's next week, right? And then as earnings is coming up closer and closer, I think we're going to really probably touch that $9 range. Earnings are expected October 28th. So we're about a little over a month and a half away from earnings. So I think as earnings gets closer, we could probably touch that $9 range. I just want to show you guys some of the biggest institutional investors for SoFi. Vanguard leads the way with 90 million shares, and their fund, the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, 30 million shares. Citadel coming in at 19 million. State Street Corporation, 17 million. Morgan Stanley, 15 million. Citadel, 15 million. ARK Invest coming in around 14 million. Susquehanna International Group, 14.5 million. And Norges Bank, a new institution that just added SoFi shares very recently, guys. Very, very recently. About a month ago, they added around 14 million shares. So not too bad. Not too shabby, right? Really solid numbers coming in for SoFi. I'm really excited for this quarter. And if you take a look, Wall Street is expecting SoFi to do 4 cents of EPS. That's double than their best quarter they ever put out. We've hit 2 cents twice, right? I'm pretty sure we did 1 cent last quarter, 2 cents the quarters before. So they're expecting them to double their best all-time EPS in Q3 2024. So what does that mean for SoFi? It means these analysts are predicting that Anthony Noto and his team are figuring out ways to become more profitable. So I really think Noto is anticipating these rate cuts, right? So I really think we're going to see a huge uptick in lending in Q3 2024. I really think we're going to see a very, very solid uptick in these numbers. I'm really excited about this quarter. I mean, how could you not be? They're expecting us, SoFi, to get to 4 cents a share, right? That's crazy to me. Will we get there? I hope so, because Anthony Noto and his team does one thing consistently quarter over quarter. And guys, that's beating Wall Street estimates. Look, every single quarter he's either come in line or beat expectations going all the way back to Q4 of 2022. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quarters in a row. We've either met expectations or beat expectations. So could there be a possible 5 cents of EPS coming for SoFi? If that happens, short sellers, you better watch out, because SoFi stock is about to explode, guys. Absolutely explode. The 1-year target, they're saying $8.38. Just for shits and giggles, I want to look and see where we're at right now with the short percentage. 18% and then 17.7% of the shares outstanding. I mean, that's still a huge short number, guys. If we get that to even under 10, you're talking about a lot of shares flipping over to our side to go long. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. These shorts are playing a dangerous game with these interest rates set to go down. And I expect as we get closer to earnings, I think this number is going to go down to that 15% range, because you have to be out of your mind with this kind of environment to keep shorting SoFi stock. 3 consecutive quarters of profitability, and Wall Street is estimating them to double their greatest quarter in EPS. These shorts are about to get obliterated, and I cannot wait for it to happen. And if we just look at some of these numbers coming in from SoFi, $2.3 billion in revenue the trailing 12 months, quarterly revenue growth year over year up 20%. I mean, these are all really good numbers, guys. SoFi's coming in with that $8 billion market cap. I want to see profit margin increase, operating margin, all these numbers start to increase. Because remember, these are trailing 12 months. So once we start to see the numbers reflective of the profitable quarters, these numbers are going to continue to improve quarter after quarter, guys. I'm really excited for SoFi as we get closer and closer. Over the next few days, we're going to cross 480 million shares owned by institutions, and over 45% of the shares owned by these big institutions. And once we get over 50%, that's when I really think we're going to start to see SoFi stick over $9, over $10, and work our way towards $15 and $20 over the next 12 to 24 months. If you like these SoFi updates, everyone, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you on the next video. Peace.